Okay, so Avengers, Doomsday trailer just dropped, and the second Robert Downey Jr. shows back up, the internet just loses it. People crying, comment sections in shambles, and yeah, Iron Man's back. That's huge. But honestly, that moment didn't feel like a celebration to me. It felt like a rescue mission. Because why does Marvel need to bring back a guy who died just to get people excited again? That's not a comeback. That's an emergency call. And that got me thinking about something bigger than just, is this movie going to be good? Because everyone's asking the same thing. Will Doomsday save the MCU? But that's not really the question. The real question is, why does Marvel need saving in the first place? Now, rewind for a second. This is the same studio that made people cry at Endgame, broke box office records for a decade, could not miss. So what changed? And I don't think it's that the movies got bad. I think something stranger happened. I think Marvel got so successful, it accidentally broke the thing that made it work in the first place. So that's what this video is actually about. How did the studio that saved Hollywood end up being the thing Hollywood needs saved from? Okay, so let's go back. Pre-2008 Hollywood. Back then, superhero movies were not a safe bet. Studios kind of saw them as a joke, a niche thing for nerds, not a real business. And it makes sense because before this, there was no such thing as a shared universe. Every movie stood on its own. Spider-Man had nothing to do with X-Men. Batman had nothing to do with Superman. If a movie flopped, that was it. It just ended. So the idea of connecting 10 different movies into one giant story, nobody was doing that. It sounded reckless. And then Marvel, a studio that at the time wasn't even that big of a deal, decides to try it anyway. So Marvel starts small. Iron Man, 2008, nobody's expecting much, but instead of just making one good movie, they do something nobody had tried before. They start connecting them. A post-credit scene here, a character showing up in someone else's movie there. Piece by piece, they're building toward one thing.
The Avengers. That's what we call ourselves.
And I will not be bullied by that.
And when that finally happens, people lost their minds because for the first time, you weren't just watching a movie, you were watching one piece of something massive. It kept going. Every movie added a new piece. Every piece made the whole thing bigger until you get to Endgame, this finale to a 10-year story. And it wasn't just successful, it broke records. People were crying in theaters. Grown adults sobbing over a superhero movie. That doesn't happen by accident. For a solid decade, Marvel had built something no studio had ever pulled off before, and it actually worked. So obviously every other studio in Hollywood is watching this happen, and they're all thinking the same thing. We need one of those too. Warner Brothers looks at their DC characters and goes, okay, let's build our own universe fast before anyone notices we're behind. Universal tries it with their monster movies. Dracula, The Mummy, all connected. That one barely got off the ground. Sony starts building a whole Spider-Man universe.
Peter, are you all right?
I'm fine.
Without actually having Spider-Man in most of it.
We are Venom.
Even Star Wars gets pulled in. Suddenly, it's not just movies anymore. It's shows, spin-offs, everything linked together, and it's not studios copying a good idea anymore. It turns into a full-blown panic. Nobody wants to be the one franchise left without a universe. So in about 5 years, every franchise you can think of is trying to do what Marvel did. Except here's the problem. Marvel didn't just get lucky with a formula. They spent years earning an audience's trust before it paid off. Everyone else just wanted the payoff without doing any of the work. And this is where things start to go wrong. Not just for the copycats, for Marvel too.
Assemble.
Think about it. Endgame felt special because it was rare. 10 years of build-up, all leading to one moment. But once every studio's chasing the same trick, big cinematic event stops being rare. Suddenly, every month, there's a new biggest movie of the year. Every show has to connect to some bigger universe. Every character's getting a spin-off, whether anyone asked for one or not. And here's the thing about special. It only works if it doesn't happen constantly. Once everything's an event, nothing is. People stopped asking, is this movie actually good? And started just asking, okay, what's this leading to? The story stopped mattering. Only the next thing mattered. And that's exhausting.
No, don't do that!
Not necessarily because the movies got worse. Just because there was too much, too many universes, too many must-watch moments that quietly stopped being special. So that brings us back to that trailer. Robert Downey Jr. showing up as Dr. Doom now in a movie called Avengers Doomsday. And I think Marvel knows exactly what's happening. I think that's why they brought him back. Because after years of everything is an event, the only way left to actually feel like one again is to bring back the one face that made people care in the first place. That's not really a comeback story. That's Marvel reaching for the one card they know still works. So will Doomsday be good? Probably. Marvel usually delivers, but that's not really the question anymore, is it? The real question is, can any movie feel special again after we've all been trained to expect a biggest event ever every single month? Maybe the trailer isn't exciting because Iron Man's back. Maybe it's exciting because for one moment, it reminds us what it used to feel like when a movie actually meant something. All right, that's all I got. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.